Hello friends, welcome to Learning with Biju. In today's session, I am going to teach you Python programming. I will be covering an introduction to Python. Before going to Python, let's have some idea about what's a program, who is a programmer, what are the programming languages. Then we will check what is Python as a language. Then we will look into some facts about Python. What was the origin of the Python? Who created Python language? And finally, we will introduce you to the Python home, the site where you can find details about Python. Let's start with what is a program. I'm sure you are here because you are interested to write some programs. You are interested to become a programmer. You might be dreaming to become some software engineers. The first thing we should understand what is a program. A computer program is a collection of instructions that can be executed by a computer to perform a specific task. Again, let's repeat. A computer program is a collection of instructions that can be executed by a computer to perform specific task. In imperative programming, a computer program is a sequence of instructions in a programming language that a computer can execute or interpret. In declarative programming, a computer program is a set of instructions. A computer program in its human readable form is called code. You always see somewhere in advertisement, learn coding, right? So, have you thought what is a code? A computer program in its human readable form is called code. So basically we are going to learn coding. Now let's see who is a programmer. A computer programmer creates instructions for a computer to execute by writing and testing code that enables applications and software programs to operate successfully. That means they may translate designs from software developers and engineers into workable code. They may also update or expand the code of existing programs or test programs for errors, finding and resolving faulty lines of code. So, overall, computer programmers use specialized languages to communicate with computers, applications, and other systems to get computers and computer networks to perform a set of specific tasks. Hope you understand who is a programmer. In simple terms, computer programmer creates instructions for a computer using specialized languages. That's where you will understand different types of programming languages. So there are many programming languages, but some have emerged as the most popular. If you are new to programming, you might have not heard about programming languages much, but if you have little awareness of programming, some of them at least you should have heard by now. Let's see what are those popular programming languages. JavaScript is a scripting language, SQL, Java, Python, C Sharp, PHP, C++, C, TypeScript, and Ruby. These are some of the popular programming language, etc. Our focus here is Python. Let's go in detail on Python language. Python is a general purpose object oriented programming language. with high-level programming capabilities. Let me repeat. Python is a general-purpose, object-oriented programming language with high-level programming capabilities. Python is an object-oriented programming. Object-oriented programming is a computer programming model that organizes software design around data or objects rather than functions and logics. Python is an object-oriented programming language. What is the second definition? Python is an interpreted programming language. Python source code is compiled into bytecode as a .pyc file, and this bytecode can be interpreted. What is the second definition of Python? Python is an interpreted programming language. Python source code is compiled into bytecode as a PYC file, and this bytecode can be interpreted. So, of course, you will have a doubt what is an interpreted programming language? So, normally there are two types of languages. One is a compiled language, and other one is interpreted language. In a compiled programming language, the target machine directly translates the program. But in interpreted language, the source code is not directly translated by the target machine. Instead, a different program called the interpreter reads and executes the code. So first one is a Python is an object-oriented programming language. Second is Python is an interpreted programming language. And how the source code is compiled? It is compiled into .pyc file. Finally, the Python is a programming language that includes features of C and Java. So if you know C language, if you know Java language, then quite easy for you to learn Python. Now it is time for us to look at some of the facts about Python. Python was developed in the late 80s, that is the late 1980s by Guido van Rossum of the National Research Institute of Mathematics and Computer Science in the Netherlands as a successor of ABC language, capable of exception handling and interfacing. Python is derived from programming languages such as ABC, Modular 3, Smalltalk, etc. Van Rossum picked the name of Python for the new language from a TV show, Monthly Python's Flying Circus. The Python page is a file with a .py extension that contains combination of HTML tags and Python scripts. In December 1989, the creator developed the first Python interpreter as a hobby, and then on 16th October 2000, Python 2.0 was released with many new features. On 3rd December 2008, Python 3.0 was released with more testing and included new features. Python is an open source scripting language. Python is an open source, which means that anyone can download it freely from www.python.org and use it to develop programs. Its source code can be accessed and modified as required in the project. Note that Python is one of the official languages at Google. Finally, in this section, I would like to introduce you to the home of Python. So let's go to python.org. Is you can go to your browser and you can type https://www.python.org. This URL will take you to the homepage of Python where you can explore. You see here you see about Python, download various installables, the desktop versions like for Windows, Mac, other platforms, the download for Windows. The latest version is 3.10.4. Then you have the documentations available here. If you want to do advanced learning on Python, you can download or read through the documentations provided on the website. And we have the community support, and there are forums where you can go and clarify your doubts, questions, and you can make suggestions also. Then you can also read through some of the success stories of people who have achieved, who have succeeded using Python as their profession. And you can also keep in touch with the newses regarding Python. Then you can also participate events when they are available. Going through the website, you have get started, download dogs, jobs, latest news, and you have the success stories and how to become a member of Python Software Foundation and so many more. So before closing, let's recollect what we have done, what we have learned. In this section, we have learned what's a program, who is a programmer, what are the programming languages, what's Python as a language, some of the facts about Python, then got introduced to the Python homepage. That's all, friends, for today. The next section, I will teach you basics of Python programming language. Thank you. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe.